I don't watch the Golden Globes. I'm sure you don't watch the Golden Globes. I don't give a fuck about the Golden Globes.
I only watched the what's the commercial ones.
Oh yeah.
That's the only ones I watch.
Right. So yeah, I don't
watch the ESPYs.
Oh, the ESPYs, nice.
And the Slammies. We have to admit we do both watch the Slammies.
You gotta watch the Slammies.
Yeah,
you gotta watch the Slammies. So I don't really watch the Golden Globes. However, I did watch a lot of the Ricky Gervais stuff.
I think everyone. I mean, that was everywhere.
It was huge.
Oddly enough, though, Ricky Gervais, at no point was he trending on Twitter.
Which to me blew my mind.
Nah,
right?
I wasn't that blown away, but yeah, I was like,
no. Ricky Gervais isn't. Ricky Gervais. This isn't fucking some conservative that gets censored all the time. It's Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, but I think people were a bit annoyed.
Well, what I liked about this, and look, but before everybody fucking starts, I am, and maybe it's me, and I was saying earlier today, but maybe I'm also I'm sure I'm responsible for some of this because I do some of this stuff, but I am kind of getting sick of people, which again I am guilty of it, by the way. We do it too, I know, and start thinking about stuff. I'm getting sick of people starting to immediately undercut and or raise somebody's point of view specifically because they're on their team or they're on their side. I was annoyed with Ricky Gervais last week when he was talking about Trump and blah 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 blah. Fine, but what he did at the Golden Globes, every single person that likes our show and a lot of people that don't like our show would have loved the opportunity to have these Hollywood schmucks in a captive audience and just go in on them. Now, Ricky Gervais, people go, that's what Ricky Gervais does. Ricky Gervais is very, very well known for going after stars. However, what he did on this Golden Globes versus the other ones was completely different. The other ones were mean. He would say mean things, but it was like, Tim Allen's dumb. And it's like, Tim Allen is dumb. Nobody makes fun of Tim Allen on my watch. But this wasn't fun and good-natured. This was, you guys are a bunch of fucking losers. And this is his last Golden Globes, by the way. He said he's not doing it again. Maybe that's why he went scorched earth. But let's go ahead and play this. And it's audio only because videos are getting popped. Okay, so this is his monologue, and there's a couple other things I want to play.
Hello, and welcome to the 77th Annual Golden Globe Awards, live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais. Thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. Fifth time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello. Lucky for me, the Hollywood Foreign Press can barely speak English. And they've no idea what Twitter is. So I got offered this gig by fax. So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. So
brutal right off the bat. I do got to pause a little bit, too, for the same reason, so we don't get hit. Just so you guys know, this isn't stop pausing. I don't want to get hit.
And by the way, just going to your point, too, because I think that, like, when I tweeted last night, too, some people completely missed the part where I said, A, he killed, B, he was knocking it out of the park, C, like, it was literally just ripping their throats out. When I was tweeting last night, I was reacting to like Breitbart, Turning Point USA.
Yeah.
There were so many people that were like, he's one of us now. And I was like, you guys can't even get through one monologue without going, are you my new dad?
So the thing is with this is a lot of the people like the Paul Joseph Watts and everything, they were just taking like one quote, they were taking one quote out of the thing and going, see, but there was a lot more stuff besides that one quote in his monologue.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, remember that. But you all look lovely, all dolled up. You came here in your limos. I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So, no. Shush.
By the way, this is funny because this is the calm before the storm. If you're groaning at this, oh boy, are you in for a fucking surprise.
It's her daughter I feel sorry for, okay? That must be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to her. And her dad was in Wild Hogs. So, lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons, yeah? Look, at this table alone, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. But Baby Yoda. Oh, that's Joe Pesci, sorry. I love you, man, don't have me whacked. But tonight isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you.
See how the laughs went down?
Did you see Did you see that tight shot of Spielberg?
Oh yeah. Did you see Tom Hanks's face?
I did see Tom Hanks. And by the way, I'm getting really kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of people who just recklessly call both of those guys pedophiles. Not alleged. There are people like Tom Hanks. They're coming for you, Tom. You fucking raping kids. And it was like, Jesus Christ. When has there ever even been kind of an allegation about Tom? I think Tom Hanks is just one of those polite guys that was like,
yeah,
I don't want to be in this room while Daddy's yelling at us.
There was a couple people that were saying he's known. I'm like, he's not known. There's way more stuff on the allegations against Spielberg than anything against him, from my understanding.
And honestly, even the stuff on Spielberg is tenuous. There's dudes right now that you can just openly name and go, this guy needs to go. I've never really thought of those two, but yeah, this got real awkward.
Of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories.
This was good.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So, fifth time. So, we were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. No. It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. So, maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done, Netflix, you win everything. Good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer. And it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way. So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right.
So this is what I liked about this joke. The Jeffrey Epstein to kill himself is an old meme. Whatever, that wasn't that funny. But him going, yeah, I know he was your friend. That where I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But seriously, most films are awful, lazy, remakes, sequels. I've heard a rumour that there might be a sequel to Sophie's Choice. I mean, that'd just be Meryl Streep going, well, it's got to be this one then. All the best actors have jumped to Netflix and HBO, And the actors who just do Hollywood movies now do fantasy adventure nonsense. They wear masks and capes and really tight costumes. Their job isn't acting anymore. It's going to the gym twice a day and taking steroids, really. Have we got an award for most ripped junkie? No.
Most
No
ripped
point. We know who'd
junkie.
win that.
We know who win that. Now, who was he taking a shot at? We know who'd win that. Is it Robert Downey Jr.?
No,
Because his drug passed, and then
I think most ripped junkie. I don't know. I really don't think it was Robert Downey Jr. though, because he's been clean for so long. And I really, honestly, is Robert Downey Jr. really a roidy Magoo?
No. People are saying The Rock, maybe.
There are certain ones that are way more jacked, you know, like Tom Hardy is another one that like is just fucking jacked and everything. What's his face? The Thor guy.
Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? It's tiny. Right. The Irishman was amazing. It was amazing. It was. It was great. Long, but amazing. It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So...
Now, right there, that right there is a funny joke, but you know, you think like, oh, what, she 18, 19, now she's 21. Then he says this.
Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know, you're nearly 50, son.
That implies something completely different than the first half of the joke.
The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats, but...
Now, I know, look, I know that wasn't his best joke, but it was to me.
Everyone hates James Corden.
I fucking hate that man. He stole Craig Ferguson's job.
Did he? Or did Craig Ferguson just want to go?
He stole his job.
Did he? Yeah, it sucks. He was so much better.
Way better.
No one saw that. And the reviews, oh, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right?
Dumb joke.
But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because she... I can't do this next joke. Because she loves nothing better than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg, and licking her
own asshole.
Yeah, there's a couple bleeps in there. By the way, that was the other thing I liked about Gervais's thing. He had zero regard for censors.
No, he didn't care.
I've never seen any award show have that much cursing. He gave no shits.
Furball. She's old school. It's the last time.
KRS-10. It's all pre-written, guys. A team wrote these. You were there. No, because I you were there. You know that for a fact. Let's say it was pre-written. It doesn't change the fact that he's basically accusing them of being fucking pedophile enablers. Like, let's say it was a team. And by the way, you can say a lot of things about Ricky Gervais. He's a good writer. He's been writing since forever.
He's always been a top-level joke writer.
Yeah.
Time, who cares? Oh. Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show. A superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and...
Shut the fuck up,
is what he said. Yeah.
So... It's already 3 hours long.
And that was his monologue. I mean, I think it was really, 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 really well done. Very, very funny. I mean, the shots aside, it was just funny. Here's his wine, and this is a little bit later on. Here's his Weinstein one.
Kill me. We're nearly done. Jesus. 3, it's already. Right, last one. Come on, guys. Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it.
I was like,
fuck you.
That fucking follow up to the end was so fucking
it.
funny.
I didn't.
You did. Oh, I didn't do it.
And to show you that he was 100% correct with all the shit that he was doing. Immediately after, these fucking, like, I guess they weren't even listening to him. These goofy bitches go up there, and somebody blamed
Patricia Arquette was one of them. Was the first one to be like, "We're about to go to war." Dude, she seemed like she was fucking ripped shit on something.
Yeah,
like she was all for tits. Immediately went into that.
There was this other goofy bitch that went up there and made it about abortion.
Michelle Williams.
Who sorry,
was Heath Ledger's ex.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that one. She said she wouldn't have been able to get her Golden Globe if she hadn't had an abortion, which I think is amazing priorities. I wouldn't even have this award if I couldn't have murdered a baby. So, you know.
I love people coming in late. Video's frozen. I said at the beginning, we can't play the video. People are getting popped for playing the video. It's just the audio.
You know what you are? You're like the guy that shows up late to a work meeting and then starts asking questions about shit that was already covered. And now you've outed yourself. Now the boss knows you're late. Nobody knew you were late. You could have just sat in quietly and went, hey, what did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, let me write that down. Instead, you're like, the new payroll sheets, when do we get those? All right, you see, you were late then, because that was the first thing we said.
Walking Phoenix thanked the vegan dinner that they had. Because did you see that?
No.
He was saying something like something to the effect of like, well, thank God you had a vegan dinner because, you know, over farming of animals is the real reason there's blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, shut up.
He should have just went up at one point and went, I specifically requested the opposite of this. I asked for one thing and you've done another.
I'm glad he did it, man. And it's easy to shit on and be like, oh, he's this or he's that. But he did what a lot of people here were doing. There were some other people that you saw on Twitter that were like, he should have said they were fucking all pedophiles and murdered them. And I'm like, at an award show?
Yeah, that's not the time. Hey, guys, we like to have a lot of fun here, but hey, the world is run by an evil satanic pedophile cult. You're like there's a couple of out of rhythm, like a smattering of applause. The fucking Mel Gibson stands up. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was a little, my whole take on it is though, like that's, I think there's a certain level of, these people are mad at us. These people want to, as Bane said, rip us from their decadent nests. And I think they know that people want to maybe take a few Hollywood people to the guillotine. So I almost feel like this was also a bit of damage control. Like, hey, let's have Ricky come up and put the boots to us a little bit. Take the piss out of us, and maybe these people won't want to kill us.
I would agree with that, but I don't think that taking the piss out of somebody is accusing them of pedophilia. Like there's taking the piss out of somebody and fucking the Ronan Farrow stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I refuse to be blackpilled on this one, and even if it's just so I could enjoy one thing in my life, I refuse to be blackpilled on this one.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and again, I just saw a lot of people run to the internet and go, "Is he our new dad?" And I was like, "No, he's just a comic who, by the way, just did some brilliant shit." And I also think there's a little bit of his kind of like his own self-preservation. I think Ricky sees that it's not always going to be like this.
Right.
I think he sees that it's cyclical. So we have back in the 70s and the 60s, we've already been sort of hyper polarized where everyone was into politics. And I think Ricky knows that eventually everything's going to calm down and people are going to go back to being dumb and calm and go back to their jobs and they're just going to come home and fuck their wives and watch TV. And I think Ricky sees like, okay, if I do too much of this lefty pandering, that's going to hurt me. Like, I think Ricky wants to be a guy that we all appreciate for just being purely being a comic instead of.
Yeah, I think remember, even up until recently, he was getting bashed. We talked about it on the show. He was getting bashed pretty hard for his trans comments and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that it's not self-serving. I'm not saying that he's a martyr. I never said that. But what I am saying is that nobody else would do that. You think if Kevin Hart was up there, he would have done that? He wouldn't have done that. Nobody would have done that. And there's something to be said for the fact that what are you going to do to Ricky Gervais? He owns his own production company. He writes his own shit. He puts out whatever he wants. And here's the other thing with all these fucking people that are sitting there. They're all still going to work for him or with him. Of course they are. You think if Ricky Gervais gets another HBO show, they're going to say no to him? Of course they're not.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
They'll be on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying you were saying that. I'm just saying there was a lot of people that I think took it more seriously than it really was. Whereas I looked at it as, wow, like as a comic, like that, he came out like fucking swinging and was like, I'm gonna do some. What he did to me was kind of reminded me of, remember Stephen Colbert when he did that fucking correspondence dinner, and it was like,
yeah.
Yeesh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just went up there and was like, fuck it. You hired me to do a job. I'm going to do the fucking job. And whether you invite me back after, what are you going to do? But I just thought from an entertainment aspect, it was amazing. I think he made a lot of great points. I wasn't even downplaying the fact that it took fucking balls to do what he did. Again, it's just like when I saw like Breitbart, certain people going like, he should be knighted for defending Western culture. I was like, you see, you guys, literally last week he was saying like Trump people are, let's not be condescending, and Trump people are also retarded. And you're like, wait, what? So I was just laughing at how many like people that have MAGA and an Israeli flag and a fucking thing in their Twitter handle were like, dude, Ricky Gervais is so based. And I'm like, Ricky Gervais, I think it's just kind of disgusted with everybody around him. You know what I mean? And I think he just kind of let it loose.
Hold on, but what are we? I mean, that's what I think. I think I'm disgusted by everything.
Yeah, but we also do comedy. I don't think.
No. But my point is that I hear what you're saying, but I think you took a couple people's things that they said. Most people probably were with our point of view. I mean, there were some, of course, boomers, but to be fair, like that's what they always do. You know, I tend not to judge what most people are thinking. I've learned a lesson. I don't judge what most people are thinking by A, what some people say on Twitter, or by B, whatever fucking MAGA Destroyer 45 has to say.
MAGA Destroyer.
Nah, you know what I mean though?
No, I get it.
Like I don't. Like I think all around what he did was funny, and I think it was the hardest that anybody's ever gone on them ever. And to my look, maybe I'm wrong, right? But it's the hardest anybody's called them out, because we're not talking about them making fun of them, you know, when for making shitty movies or a movie bombing, because that's what Ricky Gervais normally does. He's brutal, don't get me wrong, but this was just like his line about like, don't come up here and fucking tell people what to fucking think or what to do, you know, like that was real. Like that was him trying to cut them at their knees before, because that's what he did. He was
before they immediately went up
exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Did the exact thing he said not to do.
He was trying to cut them at the knees, and I don't think he thought they were going to say no, because to be honest with you, most of these people weren't even fucking listening. You know what I mean? Most of these people weren't even listening.
I don't think most of those people know how to listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's they live in a very weird little bubble.
Well, in reality, it's not even that, but you know, they're not smart people. Like, and look, I'm not saying I am. I'm not a smart person, but the difference between these Hollywood people and us is like, we don't pretend to be smart people. They are not smart people, but they pretend to be smart. And he was right. You know, the joke was a throwaway. Some of these people haven't been in school as long as, you know, Greta Thunberg goes. But a lot of them do. A lot of them. That goofy bitch, what was her face? The one, the abortion bitch. She left school at 16.
She was in Dawson's Creek, yeah.
She left school at 16 to be an actress.
She was in Dawson's fucking Creek, so she was a kid. Patricia Arquette is from the fucking Arquette family. She slid out of a vagina and right into a casting director's office. So, you know, yeah, he's right. And a lot of it is, you know, second, third generation fucking celebrities. It's bizarre.
No, look, and I agree. Somebody says maybe Mercer's just saying that it was a good thing, but it's not going to change anything. The diversity, no, it's not going to change. Look, I listen. I also never. After I watched this, I didn't go into it going, "That's it, everything's fixed." I know it's not. I know that in reality they'll just probably go, "Oh, that's Ricky," and whatever. But for me, I'll speak for myself. It was cathartic. You know, it was cathartic to see it.
And it's just it's the same thing that they did with you know, we talked about it a couple weeks back, what they do with like George Carlin and shit too. People will take these clips and be like, he's one of us now. And you're like, he is just a dude who's very talented and very funny, who is probably just equally disgusted with everybody at this point. And had Ricky Gervais been at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, he would have been taking the piss out of all the right-wing tropes and all that stuff. But that wasn't his audience that night. You know, he's a contrarian. He's going to go in front of whatever audience and go, you people are faggots. You know, like that's his thing. So it's like, and to me, it also, people that were like, you know, yeah, this was the hardest he's ever gone and probably the hardest anybody's ever gone. But he's known for this. This is Ricky Gervais is known for, who am I speaking in front of today? All right, firefighters. All right. I'm going to make fun of firefighters for an hour now.
No,
that's his style, which I love.
Agree. It is his style, but not to this level. Like, at least from
he went hard.
This isn't just, again, this isn't calling the fucking making fun of Tim Allen, like I said earlier, fucking ripping into them for being losers or for gaining weight, or he went from doing the kind of Don Rickles stuff where Don Rickles would be brutal to going, you're a bunch of fucking pedophile neighbors trying to tell people what to do. That was different. Like, that was different because, yes, Ricky Gervais always made fun of them, but he was always at the after party going, hey, I was messing around.
Was I good?
Yeah.
Was I good? Did I do a good job? Yeah, I don't think he popped up at any after parties last night.
He went home. Mexi Max and Cheese, it's hard for me to get excited for Ricky Gervais' monologue. Ricky Gervais is the emotional equivalent of a dominatrix. He makes powerful people feel guilty for a minute, but it doesn't matter because there's no consequences. Yeah, but the only reason it's difficult for you is because you're expecting. This is why I enjoyed it. I never expected there at the end of this for there to be consequences. I don't think that Ricky Gervais was going to be the guy to take them down, like, you know, just end their careers. I just think it was nice knowing that, look, if there's not going to be consequences, at least this guy went on a national platform with them having to look him in the eye and going, fucking telling people what to do, you know? Yeah, obviously it's not as good as taking them all down and shutting down Hollywood, but it is the equivalent of going like, you know what it's like? It's like knowing you're going to get into a fight with somebody who's going to kick your ass. Like, they're going to fucking kick your ass, but getting one good punch in. Mm-hmm. You're like, look, I'm going to lose. At the end of this, nothing's going to change. I'm going to be fucking unconscious, but I could go, but I fucking broke his nose.
It's like Randy at the end of The Wire when the three kids at the group home all surround him and he's like, wham, and the one kid's nose, and they all just start stomping him. Like you said, you just want to get that one, like, you're going to jump me. You're going to kick the shit out of me anyway. The punishment is going to be exactly the same. But yeah, one of you is going to walk home hurting.